Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now I'm gonna make this quick. I'm trying to get my little outside cardio on, you know what I'm saying? And I just thought about this for a second. I just want you guys, to think about this for a second. The reason why here we're not too enthused about the boxers that we always call the face of boxing, because most of the time it has nothing to do with the best boxer or the boxers that are, at least trying to be the best, right? The face of boxing is the most popular. And it's just like a kid that's at home and gets all he wants. They develop a bad character, not held accountable for their acts. We call them spoiled, you know what I'm saying? And it happens in the community, and it happens to people, grown-ass people. If they get what they want and don't have to do what others do, then they develop a bad character. And our faces of boxing are not held to the same standards of others. And we have two out there that are really, it's extreme right now. And those would be Gervonta Tank Davis and Canelo Alvarez. I called Gervonta Tank Davis for years the Black Canelo. And it's just because of the simple fact, these guys are good fighters, good boxers and everything, but I don't think their fans or their teams believe it. And it's only because of how they've acted throughout the years. Now, both of these fighters have a lot in common. I'm gonna start with Gervonta Davis first real quick, so people that are not of color can understand this is objective. It has nothing to do with colors. It has to do with, damn it, with sport fans. Gervonta Davis has been fighting for a long time. He's still undefeated, right? But in his divisions, seeing as though he's never tried to become undisputed, just doesn't even try to become undisputed, which means you want to be the very best in your division. That's not too much to ask for a person that we're calling the face of the sport. We're saying that, hey, people that are not in this sport, this is the guy that you should be looking at. This is our baddest guy. This is the guy that we look up to. This is the face of this sport, right? So those guys should be held to face of sport type of, standards, face of boxing. In neither of his divisions has he ever been the very best. In the division he's in right now, the lightweight division, just with saying no names, there has been a other fighter that's been undisputed in his division. In that division that he's in, we got 17 of them. There ain't that many fighters there. There's somebody else who became undisputed. I'm going to say the name. That was Devin Haney. Became undisputed in the same division that Tank Davis is. Then you had Lomachenko, who's in that division. People call Lomachenko the best fighter they've seen. That would make somebody that's good want to gravitate to that and say, hey, wait a minute, we can't have somebody else in the division who we're calling the best fighter we've ever had. I want to take care of that. Now, Tank Davis of lately, the old Lomachenko, he's of late tried to get with him, tried to get a fight. But not the Lomachenko all these years. So that's never happened all these years, didn't want to have it. Then you have Shakur Stevenson, who's moved up to that division. Or even when Shakur Stevenson was at 130 pounds. The guy who Gervonta is fighting now, and a few of them, Cruz and all of them, Gervonta has a knack of taking people from a lower division and bringing them up. So he could bring up Stevenson. Stevenson, some people think Stevenson is the best fighter they ever seen. So you got Stevenson, you got Devin Haney, who became undisputed, and you have Lomachenko. All these guys, I'm outside, y'all, gotta make sure, you know what I'm saying? All these guys are in your division fighting, and he doesn't want to. And this is what I'm gonna say. Has Gervonta Davis actively went after a great fighter? I'm gonna tell you, I don't watch Gervonta much. The fight that I wanted to see the most from Gervonta Davis so far was the fight against Rolly Romero. I wasn't thinking too high of Ryan Garcia at the time, because Ryan Garcia was Devin Haney's mandatory and didn't want to fight him. Ryan Garcia wanted to fight Gervonta Davis. That's why that happened, right? And Ryan Garcia wasn't, anybody that's in a mandatory position, and I see you don't want to fight the champion to get that belt, then I'm kind of done with you in terms of I'm thinking that you feel that you're awesome because you want to go get that belt. It happens with a lot of fighters. That's not just Ryan Garcia. People forget that. Before he was doped, he was Devin Haney's mandatory and refused to take that fight. That was that was it for me in terms of him thinking he's the best. He thinks Devin Haney's the best. That's why he doped against him. Now, Gervonta Davis has never wanted to fight anyone super hard, where Gervonta's like, let me go get Loma. Let me go get Devin Haney. Let me go get Shakur Stevenson. Have you ever heard him say that? Those fighters are too good for him not to want to go get them. That's my only point. Now, if you like them for other reasons or whatever, that's okay. But all of that face of boxing and the best fighters don't roll like that, right? Alexander Usyk or Terrence Crawford, they refuse to have somebody in or around their division that other people are heralding as being something, right? There's a big, huge difference with these guys. Now, Canelo Alvarez been fighting longer than Gervonta Davis. He's at 154 pounds. You got two twins, in both Charlo brothers, who are champions, both in different sanctioning bodies, right? Guys from Texas could have huge, lucrative fights with those guys. Both champions. Canelo was not even a champion yet. Didn't want to fight either one of them. But what makes it worse? The sanctioned body what Canelo was in was the WBO. The champion was Demetrius Andrade. Canelo didn't want to fight him. So Canelo, in 154 pounds, actively did not ask to fight either one of these champions. Neither Charlo or Demetrius Andrade. I'm going to go around him, fight Leon Smith, fight an old Cotto, stuff that wasn't significant. Refused. Had to be forced to fight your boy Lara. Lost that fight in daylight, got the nod anyway. Right? But did he ask to fight Lara? No. Floyd Mayweather had to force him to fight Austin Trout so he can get the Floyd Mayweather fight. So I'm just saying, remember, you guys are in social media, you guys can Google and do all that. Find out when Canelo asked to fight somebody hard. He goes up to the 160-pound division, the middleweight division, the glamour division. Doesn't want to fight Golovkin. Damn near told WC, if you ask me again, I'm throwing away all your stuff. I don't want to have nothing to do with you. He was forced to fight that fight, lost that first one, got drawn the second one, but got a win. Ridiculous stuff, right? Didn't want to fight him. Then Demetrius Andrade's there. Canelo gets all three of those other belts without even fighting Derevyanchenko either. Gets all three of those belts, right? He needs one more belt. Only one guy. That guy happens to be Demetrius Andrade. Instead of fighting him on calling Demetrius Andrade out, he lets Demetrius Andrade still call him out of his name, do all of these things, and that fight is for undisputed and for the most lucrative fight in Canelo's his whole career, actually. And he doesn't want to fight that. Calls the man a horrible fighter and all that. Fought a whole bunch of horrible fighters, but this horrible one who can give him the most money and undisputed middleweight division, he don't want to fight him. Canelo has supposedly been calling out somebody from 154, 160. And then he goes up to 168, doesn't call out Benavidez, doesn't call out Morrell, tells the guys, Callum Smith and Billy Joe Saunders, please don't fight nobody so I can fight you guys. Never. So Canelo and Gervonta Davis, I want you guys, don't get mad at me, right? Just prove me wrong. When has he called out people? He wanted to fight Yildirim. I remember him calling him out. He wanted to fight Makabu for the cruiserweight. Those are the guys he calls out. He wanted to fight Jake Paul. Now we all understood that he's had a signed contract in his prime to fight a guy that's not a boxer, really, right? He wants to fight Conor McGregor. Tell me when he called out someone hard that you regard as hard, that we boxing fans regard as a hard, very talented fighter that would give him trouble. Anybody, and there's been tons of them, and Gervonta too. Tons of these great fighters, all these Hall of Famers that they're ignoring. And these guys would be more Hall of Famers if you guys wouldn't say, hey, Gervonta Davis is all that. Canelo is all that. If you guys wouldn't have done it, they wouldn't have got like that. But these guys have cost these other guys legacy because you guys have made it a big thing to fight Gervonta Davis and a big thing to fight Canelo. It shouldn't be. It should only be a big thing to fight hard fighters. I'm going to leave it right there. Guys, do me a favor. Show me when Gervonta Davis called out somebody hard to fight. Show me when Canelo called out somebody hard to fight, right? And all these things that I'm saying prove that they're not facts, right? And if they are facts, then therein lies the problem that we have right now. Let's get these boys fighting. And you know something? They don't really like turkey out of cheese. They don't. I tell you, not really. Because there's no more excuses for not fighting people. Sanctioning bodies are probably on thin ice too. Anyway, y'all, I got some more riding to do. Got to hurry up and take it on in before it get too dark. Dumb Sports Talk, worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.